Guys, Asher coming at you today in Raid Shadow Legends. I am not alone, ladies and gentlemen. I am joined by the lovely Cirilla, community manager lead at Plarium. Cirilla, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the video. It's been a minute. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Thank you for inviting me, and hi everyone.
We have the hard-hitting questions first here, okay? Who's your favorite champion in the game so I can highlight them in the background?
Don't know what I was expecting.
Because I never know what to do in the background of these interviews. I'm like, Fire Knight? So who you got?
Oh, first I thought it was a really tough choice. I mean, we already have like more than 800, I think, champions in the game.
Yeah.
They keep coming. It's just damn hard to pick one.
Who would you die for?
I'm gonna say Bigun.
Bigun! That was my first legendary!
Yeah, that mine too.
Whoa.
No, actually mine was I forget her name. She was then rebalanced and became stronger, and nobody still cares about her, but whatever.
War Mother?
No. Really, I forgot.
Tila? Tila Gourmet?
No, I really forget her. I'm forgetting her name, but
okay.
She's wearing a mask.
She is?
And she was really weak at first.
She's a legendary?
She's a legendary. She was rebalanced, and then...
faction? You got a faction for me? This is a fun game.
Dark Elves?
Oh, Astrolith. Astrolith.
Yes!
She is cool. And she has a Salt Leader, which she fills the trigger of all allies by 15% on her A1, which is really cool. I think that she's a good call-out. She's a sleeper.
She was my first legendary, but then I got Bigun and didn't care about anyone else, and I'm still using him a lot just because like he's a family. I can't just abandon a family.
Well, you know what? We're running a little blender in the background, so Bigun fits in beautifully there if I have him built. So he can join the blender comp of Farrakhan and Skullcrown and Tormund while we talk. So we didn't hear, as much as this is great, riveting for me at least. We're not here to talk about to play the guessing game of Cirilla's favorite champion. We're here to talk about all things. I actually wanted to kind of throw to you, Primal Shards, Mythical champions. I have a billion questions, but why don't you just tell me, or start wherever you want to start, whatever you kind of want to open this this chat up with.
We've been monitoring what people have been saying about the mythical champions and how the community has been really hyped up about the whole thing. So we thought that we might have had a bit of a falling out in terms of communicating the whole feature and probably properly addressing the issue of introducing these champions into the game and fitting them into the whole system. So we thought we would talk about this in the video, and that might come across better than we would just throw out a text format of explanation somewhere. Where I wanted to start is from the changes that we implemented last week into the game, which had to do with the modifications to the Mercy system involving mythical champions, and then we reduced the price for shards, for primal shards, by adding them to regular offers. I don't think how regular they are, considering the fact that they just have been introduced into the game. But
Gotcha.
My message is that this is not it, and we have a whole array of other things that we would like to happen in the game that would improve the feature for players.
Thank you. First of all, just touching on the communication, obviously, I've been talking to BJM a bit behind the scenes and stuff like that, and I know you've seen the community feedback, so wanted to thank you again. Whether it's good news or bad news or any news or whatever, just love when there's an open line of comms. So again, I really appreciate you coming on here and answering some of the questions that we do have. Regarding mythical champions and primal shards, I got to ask the first question that comes to mind, and that is 2x primals, but no 2x mythicals. Are you going to be doing any 2x mythicals? Because I'm not going to shave until you guys do.
Me too.
Is that a no?
The short answer is not yet, because there simply are not too many mythical champions in the game for now. We will keep gradually releasing them and then consider launching some kind of an event like that. So it's not a hard no, it's just not yet.
Okay, so there's just, okay, I mean, we can move on, but essentially there's only, what is there, 6 or something right now? Or so it feels like, 5, 6.
Yes.
So you just don't want everybody to get them, basically. you don't want everybody to collect them all, and then there's no reason to like to want Primal Shards, basically.
It's it's a bad question, but yeah, it's just give us a little bit more time and let us just pour more of them into the world of Stellaria, and then some kind of an event is like that is going to happen. So
Mythical Champions, generally speaking, do you look at that update as a success so far? What do you think? Some people are like, wow, they're very underwhelming. Others are like, oh, they're you know, they're interesting, but they're not, their OP-ness does not justify the cost, I guess. And then others are saying kind of ignoring them until the prices come down. Again, you have had some movement in the Mercy and the cost in that direction. Others are like, I don't want to open a Primal Shard you know, because I could get a rare champion that's a campaign farmable. So there's all sorts of opinions out there. Mythical Champions, should they be better than they are?
Well, we hear and see a lot of opinions. They differ. Some players are saying that they should be OP. Others are saying that no, they shouldn't. We ourselves are leaning more toward the thought that they shouldn't undermine all the years of the progress that players have been making in the game. What we wanted to do, our main intention was to expand this pool of possibilities to play with the metamorph mechanics of these champions. So no, we don't think that they should be too overpowered, and this is why we are not we're not letting develop 2 sets of artifacts, because that would bring them obviously closer to being too good. Well, I mean, not too good, but too OP again.
Like power creep everybody in the game, yeah.
Yeah, and we'll just keep gradually releasing them, not at a very fast pace, like 1, 2 per month. We think would be enough, but we will be introducing, and this is really important, we'll be introducing more ways to actually get champions in the game by, you know, throwing in more resources.
Okay, you mean like quartz and stuff like that? Is that what you're referring to, basically?
Yeah, there are a couple of places that we are not considering already, because this has been discussed and in development and will soon appear in the game. So the Hydro Clash. First, we are going to add more primal quartz in chests, and also we're thinking about adding mythical tomes to those chests.
Okay.
For now, you can get them only in events and tournaments, and soon, yeah, the Hydro Clash itself will become more appealing, because you'll be able to get more quartz from the chests. Also, the question that may follow is about the Cadaver.
Yeah, that was my next question. That way, you're reading my mind. Okay.
You were going to ask about that. It's finally happening next week. Fingers crossed, if all is well, there will be another release, version release of the game, and with it, we're going to nerf, or rather fix Cadaver, and namely his A1. We're gonna put a 200k cap to the additional damage from his shield.
Gotcha.
So
gotcha.
This is something that we'll ask you to see how it plays out in the end.
Yeah. I feel like, I mean, I can speak for myself on that one. I am happy that you're doing that. I'm sure people who went out of their way to build that team and upgrade those champions will not be.
That's a question.
That's a question.
I guess that's probably the nature of the beast to some extent.
Don't be fair.
Yeah, yeah. Hydra Clash hasn't been like super popular, at least in my audience. Are there going to be additional ways? I guess part of that's because of Corpulent, Cadaver, and Infinity Shield teams. Some, complaints on matchmaking and stuff like that as well. Are you further optimizing Hydra Clash from where it is right now? Furthermore, is there going to be other ways in addition to just Hydra Clash that you'll include, like maybe like Hydra or whatever other areas of the game?
Yeah, regarding the rebalancing Hydra Clash, I'm sure our game designers are onto that. They are looking at all the ways that matchmaking may not work properly in all the areas of the game, but I don't have anything specific to say in that regard just yet. However, regarding other ways to get Primal Quartz, one of them is going to be Live Arena. We are going to be adding Primal Quartz throughout chests in all the tiers. So this is something also to look forward to. Also, one of the non-obvious ways in terms of getting mythical champions or primal quartz, well, in this case, it's about mythical champions, which we don't want to just give players more resources to build mythical champions from. We are also going to introduce that permanent fusion.
Ooh, okay. This is some juicy info.
Similar to
Okay.
Rosin.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah.
Similar to Rosin. Yeah.
No.
Be nice. You don't have to agree with her, but at least let her finish her sentences.
So now we already have a permanent fusion for Epic and then for Rosin, and this one's going to be for a mythical champion. And of course, it is suffice to say that it's not going to be easy. Well, because it is a mythical champion, but it will be just introducing a lot of ways for players to be able to build the champion over time.
Okay, wow, that's good news. Was that champion the permanent mythical fusion that's coming to the game? First of all, any idea when? Are we talking like in a couple of weeks, or are we talking like by the end of the year, or any idea at all there?
From what I know, it's like by the end of the year, definitely, but probably no.
Not like right away.
Actually, it's next week.
Oh, so, well, golly. Okay, so a permanent fusion that's going to be hard to get. Mythical champion.
You may have already seen it.
Okay, so it's going to be one of the Halloweens then. It's going to be one of the Halloweens. No? Okay.
You'll see.
First of all, 2 questions. Part 1 is, you guys keep saying in your little update videos on the YouTube channel that there's going to be all this new hard content coming and you're going to need these champions, guys, and blah, blah, blah. And you also dropped the line of like, don't worry, we're going to give you a free mythical champion. So where's that freebie? Is that the fusion? Is that the permanent fusion that you're referring to, or is there another freebie? I'm still waiting on my free mythical, Cirilla.
Keep waiting, bitch.
Before I forget, we also know that one of the mythical champions desperately needs to be looked at. This is Siegfried. His survivability needs like a rework, and we're looking in that direction. As for other ways to get a free champion, there's some huge content coming up, and we are looking to get it out by the end of the year, if all goes well. So this is even bigger than the Doom Tower.
Whoa!
It's going to provide a lot of content.
You gave me my title, Cirilla. Even bigger than Doom Tower.
Really a lot of content.
Wow.
To conquer.
Holy moly, even bigger than Doom Tower. Wow, you're getting my juices flowing here. This is exciting news.
Similar to how you can get Lydia from Faction Wars,
yeah.
You can also get a mythical champion in this area of the content.
What area did you say again? What was it?
No.
It was worth a try.
You will see in good time. It's just that we want to let it out into the world by dressing it in a proper format. You know how we make all those great videos with wonderful visuals and some sneak peeks.
So you're taking shots at yours truly. I get it. I get it.
I don't really want to spoil that.
I'm not fancy enough for you. I get it, to break the news. So we got something bigger. I can't believe you said bigger than Doom Tower. That is lofty, Cirilla. That is lofty, because Doom Tower is the best update you guys have ever came out with, in the opinion of yours truly. Primal Shards. Why do you include rares in Primal Shards? People really did not like the rares being included.
Sacred Shards are still like the best. They should be the best. And then Void Shards and Mythical Shards, they should be approximately of the same value. It's just that they provide different champions in terms of how they could be utilized in the game. And we didn't want, from the start, we didn't want Primal Shards to, you know, cannibalize the importance of the Sacred Shards.
Okay, I understand that. It was I'm not gonna lie, it was a big bummer to see the rares and be like, and my first Primal was a War Maiden Cirilla, and I'm like, a campaign farmable rare.
That's really painful.
So that really sucks. But at the same time, I guess one way to think about it is like, man, if there were no rares, it'd be a lot more premium, let's say, expensive, aka. But you did say in the initial post, for now, you said we're not going to include voids in primals for now. Is that something that you're just like, it's imminent that voids will someday be added, or is that just like you're leaving it open for the future, but it's no immediate plans?
Yeah, no plans for the not distant future, but we may reconsider this. It's like, you know, the whole process is very dynamic, and we may look in different directions while developing the game. So who knows? Okay,
appreciate it. But back to the new content. This is good stuff. We've been fiending for new stuff, obviously. Can you tell us absolutely anything? Like, will it be a dungeon? I guess you can't, right? I mean, you shut me down. You shut me down. But you did break the news. I'm excited.
It's a huge area of content. It's a like big ocean of content. But
ocean.
Yeah, we will see it in good time.
Ooh, ocean. Okay. So my question regarding the geez, I'm trying to think, is there any way I can get anything out of her, guys? Is there anything? Am I missing something here?
One tiny question. Tell me, do you demons bleed?
I think that in terms of the new content.
Oh, I'm sorry. Just something I thought of. It's not Great Void.
Okay, it's not Great Void.
It's not the Void Tower that everyone has been talking about. It's something else.
What about Great Void?
No, don't get me there.
Okay, the only things in the game right now that are hidden still, 4 or 5 years after the game was launched, is the last faction and the Great Void that I can think of, unless I'm missing something. And
they're both surprises.
They're both surprises. It's Great Void. That's been in there for a long time, Cirilla. It's been in there for a long one. Is it going to be?
It's not that yet.
Okay, I made. Let me. I asked you as much as I can about the new content. We'll have to wait and see. I do want to ask you this. I want to ask you about all the quality of life stuff, right? So first of all, you can see by my inbox right here, Cirilla, that I am. This must say something about my personality type, because I'm sitting at 400 out of 400 in the inbox, right? So I can't even like raid anywhere, or it's deleting something or whatever. I say all that to say that it's because my artifacts are also full. So let's start with artifact storage. I mean, you guys keep releasing awesome artifacts vis-a-vis the Forge, vis-a-vis different areas of the game. Can you please, is it, I'm a nerd, but I'm not that big of a nerd where I can understand coding. To me, it's just like, why don't you just have a coder go in there and just change a parameter to 10,000 artifact storage? Boom, done. Everybody's happy. Is it that easy?
I will look for you. I will find you.
Can you guys increase artifact storage is my long-winded question.
Well, the short answer is we are increasing the storage for artifacts, accessories, and champions for all the 3 categories. I think it's by the end of the fall. and we're adding 200 slots to each.
Oh, cha-ching!
Yeah, that's
dude,
the
this
short
is good.
answer. And addressing your question about why can't you just throw in like another billion additional slots?
Yeah.
It's not an easy. You have to take into consideration a lot of things about the capacity of
servers and stuff. Yeah. Okay, I figured there's something there. But that's really, really good news. I know people are going to be thrilled about that. What about, so 200 to everything, artifact, accessories, and champion storage. What about blessings? People hate Polymorph, Cirilla. Any thoughts on that? Are you happy with where Polymorph stands right now?
Not really. We tweaked it, and we still see that it's not performing in a satisfactory way. So we thought that we would tweak it even more, and that is planned for like the beginning of next year. What we were thinking about is making it proc once per instance, and that would help to mitigate some effects from the existing meta in the game. We all know what meta we are talking about, but yeah, this is happening in the next several months.
Okay, all right, okay, that's good to hear. How about all? I mean, you probably, I don't know if you watch all our videos or anything. I don't want to be too presumptuous, but I mean, you've got to hear everybody complaining about the, yeah, it's cool that you release new champions. We dig it. I think that overall people like new champions. All that being said, though, is what about all the crappy ones out there? Or ones, we mentioned Rosin Scarhide, for example. I don't need you to comment directly on him, but like, I love Rosin, right? But he's 91 speed. He's a legendary Cirilla, Like, what about all the mediocre or power crept legendaries and epics and voids? Because when you pull a void legendary, man, you want it to be a good one. If it's a bad one, you feel like, there it goes. I reset my mercy and I'm doomed. Rebalancing. Are you guys going to up the cadence a little bit? It's been like 5 months since you've rebalanced.
Yeah, it's good that you mentioned this, that there was a period of time, and I'm sure you remember it, when we would regularly rebalance a batch of champions like every month or every 2 months, 3 months, and then the pace slowed down a bit, because the team that is that specializes in rebalances worked on like other champions, new champions, mythical champions. Now we are gradually coming back to the pace where we'll try to rebalance at least several champions every month. Okay. And this will start from the beginning of next year again. And the first ones are, if I'm not mistaken, Fortis and Angar.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Fortis and Angar. Man, those are two of my least favorite. Actually, I think that Fortis could be amazing if he was fixed, aka balanced properly. So that's really cool. What about epics? Are you guys going to touch on epics and rares? It feels like some of them have, the more legendaries. Frankly, and to your credit, I mean, Sun Wukong is amazing. Artak was amazing. So you keep releasing these awesome free champions that frankly also, like Newt, for example, like Power Crept Septimus, like, as these champions fall off a little bit, are you thinking about going and touching up, especially some of those epics and stuff like that?
Well, I think yes. It's just that we first want to focus on legendaries, and then maybe once in a while we would ask our game designers, and players have a really vocal opinion about that once they go on the community platforms and express their opinion, and on which champions should be tweaked. But then again, justified opinion and with very good arguments, so that we could review it and decide who we're going to go for next.
Yeah, you guys, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, but that's the answer. Pretty much.
I would love to see you guys start working a bit with the community. Obviously, the community would not dictate how you develop your game. But, you know, there's some guy, as you know, there's some tremendously, unbelievably studious students of the game, I should say. Like Saf, it comes to mind, you know, from HH Gaming Network. Like, man, that guy is insane the way he looks at, you know, the next level. So it'd be cool, not just Saf, but other people like him, if you started taking their feedback a little bit in terms of suggestions and whatnot, that could properly balance some of these champions without making them broken or you know, disrupting the balance of the game. So that's cool. This is a massive one, Cirilla, and I don't know if you have an answer for it, but speaking of epics and rares, do you guys think there's any plans to allow empowerment there as well at any point in the future?
No, I don't think there's an answer for that.
Well, I feel like I have to ask because that's like the number one thing. Well, not the number one. I'm always rambling about everything, right? But that's one that I think would just be so cool, right? All right, so I have to ask you one more time. Any other hints? We talked about the big feature that's bigger than Doom Tower. Any other hints at any new content coming to the game? Maybe, you know, maybe either that feature or anything else, you know, that you're planning, that you're working on roadmap-wise.
Well, yeah, one other huge thing is clan wars, and there are not going to be anything like the current CVC tournaments, clan versus clan tournaments that we have right now. It is something completely different, and because this is a very complex feature, we don't want to rush with you know, anything. We have to really thoroughly work on every single detail and make sure that it's done really well before we release it. But this is something that we're working on actively, yes.
This is insane. Okay, so to be clear, the Clan Wars, which I've been asking for since I started playing this game, I think a Clan Wars done right could give another 5 years of life, if not more, you know, to Raid Shadow Legends. That social dynamic is so huge, you know.
Agreed.
So to be clear, that Clan Wars was not the same big feature that you were talking about earlier.
No, it's something else.
Is that? Do you think that's going to be this year, or is that kind of TBD on Clan Wars?
It is next year.
Next year, okay, probably Q1.
Yeah, no commitments on that one, but
okay.
Yeah, next year.
Well, I'm old, so I'm patient. I don't know how my viewers will feel like, but as long as I know it's coming. And I would, even this was going to be unpopular to say with some of my audience, but I would encourage you guys to delay as long as you have to nail it, to your point, you know, because I feel like that's something that the balance needs to be there. Everything needs to be there for it to, you know, because if it's awesome, that will be huge. If it's not, it will be a big disappointment, right? So anyway, anything that I didn't ask you about, this is my cheap interview question of the video. Anything that I didn't ask you about, the more good news you can share. I feel like this has gone very well personally. It'll be well received with the because we've been like, I don't want to use the S word, but things, without having any idea of what's coming, things feel maybe a little on the stale side a little bit, you know? So this is actually great news that all this is coming. Yeah. Is there anything else, quality of life, small, big, that's coming that you can tell us about?
Well, a couple of other good things is that we are going to add permanent super raids to dungeons, you know, in replacement to those events that we turn on right now from time to time. So that will address a little bit the issue of the time spent in the game. Also, the artifact ascension reroll. We're gonna let players re-roll the bonuses that you get from Artifact Ascension, and that is coming, I think, also next year, like in the first half.
Well, that's awesome. Okay, cool. What about this is like probably something that nobody cares about except for me, but because I'm dirty and I bought all the champions I want to buy or whatever. But what about that little refresh button on the life tokens? You know what I'm saying? Like with Sir Nick and stuff in there. You guys ever gonna like give us some more in there or what?
That's like, we can leave it out. That's a painful question, but I'm actually going to go with this question next year, next week, and talk with the team lead of game designers and demand an answer from them.
Okay. What about epic empowerment and like life token shop refreshes. Do you have any news on either of those items? Because Epic Empowerment would be awesome, and so would getting some updates to those those life token champions.
Well, to be honest, we haven't discussed this with the team. I know that players have been talking about this largely, but I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
Okay.
And actually find out what the game designers think about that.
Okay, that's fair. So no good news, but no bad news. Just no news on that. Right. On that. Okay, fair enough. Listen, Cyril, you've been incredibly generous with your information and your time. I want to thank you a lot for coming on. Is there anything else that you want to say?
Not really. Just thank you very much for hosting me and making it really fun too.
We try. It's a game after all, right? At the end of the day, right? It should be fun.
Don't forget about it.
Indeed. Thank you so much for coming on. And again, we'll hopefully do it again sometime. It seems like there's a lot to talk about, so I'm looking forward to having you back on again.
Yeah, thank you very much.
No problem, guys. That's going to do it for the interview. A lot of stuff to get excited about, honestly. Let me know how you guys feel about everything. We're going to wrap it here. Thanks for watching, and as always, take care, guys.